Good morning.
Hi, my name is Saunders Ruffin. I am a senior here, and I'd like to share with you my story at St. Christopher's, both the school side and the social side. So I came to school in 6th grade, a little earlier than John. I moved to Richmond from Northern Virginia, and so like John, I didn't know anyone when I came here. But also like John, I made friends pretty quickly. And I had a lot to choose from, and by that I mean everyone was outgoing, everyone was friendly, so it was really easy, even towards the new kid, which is awesome. In fact, I kind of cycled between friend groups, and I still do today because I would consider myself a floater. So, and I was a little surprised that was so easy. It still is easy. So, I was bouncing easily from one group of friends to another, especially in middle school, and I feel like that just doesn't happen everywhere. But here you're not locked in or stereotyped as a jock or a theater guy or whatever you're into. You're just John or Saunders. You get to be your whole self, even if you're still kind of trying to figure out who that whole self is. Take me, for instance. I was coming from a co-ed school to an all-boys school, so the change was a little bit weird. It took a little getting used to. Moreover, in middle school, I was kind of, I was a big clown, so I was kind of a class clown. I was the king of racking up the little rule infractions that would actually result in turn into detention hours, which were like the worst things you could get in middle school. So I was the bad kid. Memories. But in hindsight, now that I look back on it, I realized that being here, especially in an all-boys middle school, that it was a safe place and a good place to make mistakes and really figure out who exactly I was. One thing I was sure about back then, however, was that I have a knack for creativity. Fortunately, I found many outlets in middle school that satisfied my creative needs. Some of my favorites were art with Mr. Ware, I had a woodshop class with Mr. Cooper, those were awesome. Like in our art class, we would take, for instance, we would make stop-motion films, which were great. We would recreate like classic pieces of art and superimpose comic characters that we cut out onto it. So it was the coolest thing ever. But for as much as I enjoyed working in art, my true love in middle school was basketball. I mean, basketball was my life in middle school. I ate, slept, and played basketball. I played other sports too. I totally excelled at cross country. I mean, I won every race. But basketball was the flame that kept me going. I mean, it was totally my passion. So, looking back on my middle school years, I now realize that teachers totally get boys, and thus completely understood what challenges I was going through. The St. Chris Middle School helped me grow as a student while figuring out some things that I liked, basketball and art, and some things that I didn't like getting in trouble and getting detention hours and being a cut-up. So I was slowly starting to find myself. Now, I would find myself in high school. So 9th grade was okay. I got good grades, I was taking school more seriously now, but what weighed on me was my future in basketball. See, between the summer between 8th and 9th grade, my knees started to hurt. For a while, I ignored the pain. I played through it, I trained, I didn't think twice about it until I had these fat bumps under each knee. And I went to the doctor, and they called it Osgood-Schlatter's disease. And I hated calling it a disease, because it was just something that stopped me from doing what I loved, which was playing basketball. So I kept training, but that freshman year, I just really wasn't in a position to play. So I managed the JV basketball team. I was wildly disappointed because I couldn't play, but I continued to work and work and work just through the pain. Okay, moving on to sophomore year. It was awesome. I had my feet under me as a student, and I totally rocked my classes. I made the honor roll for the first time, which was awesome. But as great as I was, my passion in basketball was kind of at a standstill because I was still plagued by my injury. I continued to work my game through the pain, but I was losing steam. Now, everything changed junior year, last year. During the summer and going into fall, it was clear that my knee issues just weren't going to go away, and that my basketball career was kind of coming to an end. I was ready to try something else, and so I ended up trying theater. So let's rewind this for a second. For many years, my younger sister had been involved in theater in middle school. She did all the productions, I went to them, I loved them, she loved it. So, since I was in a position to try something new, my family, my sister, some of my friends actually convinced me to try out. So like John said, the musical that year, that fall, was Chicago, the musical. And I knew absolutely nothing about it. I knew nothing about acting, so I was totally a fish out of water. But I was ready to do something other than work out every afternoon. And it didn't hurt that a ton of girls from St. Adams were doing it. So I decided I would try out. I auditioned, and I actually got a pretty good part. So I guess that's another benefit of going to a small school. A guy who has totally never acted before, getting a pretty serious role for his first time out. So 2 senior girls were the leads in the musical. And they had a huge influence on me. They were so dedicated and motivated in what they were doing, and that had a profound influence on me. I was really inspired to do the best that I could. I felt determined to impress them, and I discovered through hard work at rehearsal that this was something that I not only did rather well, but that totally captivated me and got me psyched and excited to keep doing it. So I guess I had found my next calling, and that was exciting for me. So that winter, the next season, this was a big decision for me. I decided whether or not I would continue to play basketball, which is something I totally dedicated my life to beforehand, or would I act, you know? So I had a troubling decision. I mean, it was totally like the plot to High School Musical. Have you seen it? I was ready for some change in my life, and I ended up choosing theater, and I think it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. But I'm so grateful that I was in a place where I could comfortably float, not only socially from group to group, but also shift passions. I mean, basketball gymnast to actor, I mean, I feel like that's, that just doesn't happen in a bigger place where someone would be a label rather than a person like you are here. So I would go on to shine in the performing arts department, and in fact, this Thursday through Sunday, I have got a grace to see my final performance of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. That is this Thursday, by the way, 7 to 9. Please come out and get order tickets in advance. But I swear I got the part because of my hair. So, listen, I've been where you are, all you guys out there. I remember being nervous and unsure about coming here. Having something you think you're good at, wanting to chase it, I've been there. But what you need to know about St. Christopher's is that you can chase those passions here. The teachers and students and resources are all here for you to do that, just about anything you want. But the really great part is that your passion can change, like mine did. And you can make it your own. The transition from one love to another was like flawlessly easy. It was awesome. Everyone encouraged me and everyone supported me. It was great. I found a new passion, and to this day, I've been pursuing it. In fact, I even found ways to sculpt my school curriculum around acting. I'm taking an acting class this semester and a Shakespeare class, which is pretty cool. So, in conclusion, St. Christopher's has helped me shape me into the person I am today. And I am forever grateful for an experience I know I couldn't have had in an environment less intimate and less supportive. I cannot thank my parents enough for making it possible, and, well, let's be honest, for making me come here. So thank you. And I'll turn it over to Scott. Thanks.